Let's give them something to talk about. I see the energy running out. I got a planet to run around. Okay. You ain't do nothing but run your mouth. No, I don't want to be humble now. You doubted me, nothing to talk about.
Morning. I have this set. My mic set so low. I was like, instead of just adjusting the mic, I was slumping to do the mic. It was arching down, which is like, my back hurts. Why does my back hurt? Well, you can just raise your mic.
This is different. I just came back from Maura's chiropractic, working on my shoulder. She's like, just make sure you like hold your shoulders back. And I was like, oh, sorry, I always stand.
Yeah. Well, we're sitting both. Jamie Lee and I are both trying out sitting now.
It's different.
Podcast. That's why the background stuff is all a little bit different. It's kind of funny. So Jamie's got like
at the bottom of all the
bottom of everything. We're gonna have to put more bling.
Do some rearranging.
Yeah. What do they call that stuff that was in the Office Space movie? Flare.
Flare.
We're gonna have to put more flare behind you. Good morning. We wanted to talk about. We got a new cover sheet, and I was just I was checking on the cover sheet just to make sure that it didn't have any misspellings because I literally built it in like 5 minutes. Hey, we got somebody listening.
Morning, Bruce.
And so we're just kind of tweaking it, and that's a blatant. I probably shouldn't admit this. This is where CrossFit uses it evidence. It's a blatant ripoff of the CrossFit podcast logo. And I'm figuring since they're not using it,
we're just borrowing it for a little bit.
They wouldn't mind. So
you get a cease and desist.
Right until I get a cease and desist. But it's not. It's kind of like it's the same, but it's not the same. Like I made enough changes to it, and it does say on there totally unofficial.
That's true. When you say totally unofficial, it makes things very different.
And mine's right side up, not upside down. But anyway, this is kind of the direction that Jamie and I are taking this podcast after a year of podcasting.
A year and a half now almost.
Yeah, a year and a half of podcasting is really just focusing on the affiliates and giving the affiliates content that hopefully they can use. And then also sharing. I think what's cool is what I get feedback from our community is that they love hearing like some of the insights from what it's like being an affiliate owner and some of the stuff that we face and we do. And hopefully so that's where we're going to stay on our topics. And I'll bring guests on. I've been reluctant to ask the bigger name people to join our podcast just because I want to make sure that, we've got this down after 77 episodes. I know we do. We've had Nicole Carroll on. We've had, Athena.
So we've had some pretty big names.
We've had some big names, but I can invite more. I haven't invited Dave. I know if I invited Dave, he'd probably do it, but off in the future.
I'd love to have Dave on and talk shop around the affiliate cup.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
That would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, it would be.
Doesn't have to be a long one. I know he doesn't like the long podcast. So
yeah, and then we'll next week I want to have on Adam Neifer and
that'd be great,
and Nicole Christensen to talk about the Open and then what they're going to do for quarterfinals as well.
Yeah,
and that's what we're gonna get into today. I really want to get into. Well, I want to cover the intramural Open here at Diablo, what we did, how we did it, just some of the mop up some of the details, and talk about some of the results, and then we'll talk about a little bit about what we're thinking about doing next year, and then also get into the quarterfinals because we do have plans for quarterfinals. We have, I think, about 40 athletes that are going to make quarterfinals.
Yeah,
that's a really rough estimate. That's a pet peeve, by the way, for the CrossFit Games site leaderboard that you can't, as an affiliate owner, it's very difficult to tell who qualified.
Yeah. Unless you geek out wrong.
By the way, we need to switch the layout here. I don't know how you do that. Make it opposite, please. Because when I turn that way, I'm actually looking at you on the screen.
Got it. Fixed.
So what an affiliate owner wants to know right away is who qualified, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to give kudos to our people, and then put them on social media and all that stuff, and give them accolades. And I know, like, if I look at, I'm kind of no-ish, and then some members come up to me, and I had multiple affiliate owners text me. As a matter of fact, Adam, and I'm in a text group with Adam Neifer and Nicole. And that was one of the first things we said. Oh shit! Anybody got an easy way to do this? And I back math it with you can download a CSV file of your members and what they do, but it's just the whole thing's just difficult. So anyway, it's CrossFit Games. I learned yesterday, by the way, CrossFit Games is going to produce a leaderboard for affiliates that will show you who qualified in your affiliate. So you'll have that information. So that, and I talked to Katie Hogan, our regional manager, West regional manager, amazing region manager, by the way. Tons of support, tons of knowledge, always goes to bat for us, travels all around the region. Difficult job. People always yelling at her. Anyway, she said that she just got off a call or watching a video where they're talking about launching that very quickly. So affiliate owners, be patient. It's going to come out.
That's cool.
They still have to finalize scores. There's still some affiliate owners because I think the deadline for validation is tonight.
I thought it was Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? Oh, it's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was Tuesday night, and then maybe like they hard finalize it by Monday.
I don't know.
Wednesday at 5 p.m.
By the way, as an affiliate owner, I delegated the task of approving scores to somebody else.
Oh, it only took 14 years, huh?
No, it was last year I started. Well, actually, and I shouldn't say that because I've had other people do it. And the only reason is that I'm not a schedule detail organized guy, and it's like it. And I've got ADHD, so it's highly possible that I could forget, and then all of a sudden, like I'm staring at a 2-minute deadline. And I got to approve everybody's scores.
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and then writing emails to CrossFit. Hey, sorry, it was my fault. And believe me, there's a lot of affiliate owners that do that.
I was gonna imagine. I can only imagine there's a ton of people like, oh shit, I forgot to validate all the scores. Yeah, because then you're waiting for so and so to finally submit their score. You're hunting everybody down.
I say that one year I did that, and I had to send an email and Angel at support at CrossFitGames.com.
Yeah,
amazing individual.
Yeah, she is.
Dude, I don't know how she does. She's got to have multiple people.
And she's been doing it forever.
I'm convinced she has multiple people using her email address because there's no way she can do it and respond. And she's so nice when she's supposed to. Anyway, said no problem, we got it, and they went through and validated scores for me.
That's good.
But that was years ago. They wouldn't.
And it wasn't, just to be clear, it wasn't like somebody didn't submit a score. No. It was on you for not validating the score within the time frame.
Yeah. Good open overall. Your assessment.
I thought it was pretty good. Definitely
pretty good. Okay, hang on a second. You're gonna go pretty good. All the opens we've done.
Pretty good.
Pretty good is all we get out of this.
Good. Yeah, I would like to see at least a heavier lift or a 2-part workout.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that there's only 3 weeks, you got 3 scores. It's not. I mean, I understand that we want to make it easier.
You could get a 4th score, is what you're saying.
Yeah, if there was another a heavy if there was a lift at the end of the first one.
Okay.
The dumbbell snatch and burpees.
No.
Just logistics.
No, not logistics. Inclusion.
Oh, yeah.
Put the heavy lift in the last one.
Okay, yeah. Well, but
because
heavy lift after that would have been.
What doesn't matter? We'll just change the workouts, but don't. But you don't put hard shit in the beginning. You don't put anything in the beginning that people are going to look at. We had a 15% fall off from the first workout to the last workout. 15% of the people that only 85% of our people did the last workout. That did the first workout, and really high participation in the beginning right away. And same across the board with CrossFit. Same and week over week 1 to week 2. I'm showing your screen off. Oh, there it goes. Came back on. It's week 1 to week 2. CrossFit said that they had a record participation of the workout. So we're re-participation. I don't know even if that's a word. A participation for week over week. Like it's the highest it's been.
Yeah.
I think maybe ever. And that's because of what people see of the workout. They don't. People say, "Well, that's no big deal." But the year before, a lot of people didn't even do the first workout because they saw the word muscle ups in it. They were never going to get to the muscle ups.
Yeah.
That was the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. But they see the word muscle ups, they don't want to do it. They see the word double unders, they don't want to do it, and then it instantly just turns people off.
Yeah.
But a dumbbell snatch and burpees they can do, and they can participate. So we had amazing participation.
No, I
second workout challenged people just enough on the scale, put the double unders at the end.
Yeah, that was a double under workout, hands down.
And so if you're going to put a lift, yeah, I agree, that's fine. But you don't put a big technical lift like a clean and jerk or a snatch or something like that. You don't put that at the beginning. You put it in the very last workout, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
the Open's about participation.
It is. It is. I mean, and like when I say it's pretty good, like, yeah, it was pretty good in the sense of I feel like having another scoring opportunity would be kind of cool.
Right. Hold on one second. I'm getting massive technical difficulties here.
Yeah, both of our computers are giving us ish.
How's the router? Check the router, please, and the line on the routers.
Pushed in.
They're all pushed in. Switch to Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm back.
Like turn Wi-Fi back on.
Yeah, turn your Wi-Fi on. I think the issue is the router.
Wait.
Good.
Completely.
You were on. So were you on? Did you have your Wi-Fi off before?
Yeah, I went into the hardwire.
And it was working?
Yeah. I mean, it's giving me like a buffering,
All right,
like
again.
a low.
If anybody's watching, are we there? Let us know if we're online or offline.
I'm on the new 5G. What happened there?
You're not even in. I have you dead screen. Are you dead screen on yours?
No, I'm still there on the screen.
Audio is fine, but video is very low def.
Somebody's commenting on it.
Switch to hardwire.
Audio is okay. I see what you're saying. I'll just switch it back over to hardline.
That are going to go. I show your screen now.
All right. Yeah, I'm back on. You're back on. I don't have any dip on my Wi-Fi here. I think we're good. I think we're back.
Good.
Sorry about that, guys.
Anyway, back to the Open, and we're moving on to quarterfinals now.
Yeah.
Just real quick on the intramural Open, I just wanted to give a take on that. That was a tremendous effort on our people. We can't get it done without really good captains teams.
Yeah.
And then having someone, so we run our intramural Open. We had almost 200 people in our intramural Open. That's a lot. It's the most we've ever had. You have to pick team captains that are willing to do a lot of work. Ours, all of them, most all of them had a lot of experience. If not, the other captains helped the other captains. They set up, I don't know, somehow we've gotten to this ritual of setting up tables with food, with the worst food. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, but just like the food that
tasty food, but terrible for your fitness.
Yeah. Tasty food. Exactly. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm plugging in my computer for battery. Sorry. All set.
Yeah, so the food is not the most desirable. Admittedly, though, the Cat's cookies were unbelievable.
Yeah.
But so anyway, back to
Yeah.
that. But the intramural open can't run without the top three, without really good captains. And then the other thing that we had this year that made it really special is we had someone be the MC separately that's not participating in the intramural open. So Coach Chad was he enjoys doing that. And then the other thing he does, he sets up the event,
rooms,
sets up the room beforehand,
floor plan.
Yeah, and he goes over that with Jamie Lee as to how we need to do it, where we can get the maximum amount of people, and then we put it on our mind body as classes. And so we have a 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30 class, and each one we allow 40 people to sign in. However, when people come in, they still have to sign up for a heat. So we have a big whiteboard, and in the whiteboard, we have it already written down on the whiteboard with the heat times. And we did run into a little bit of a problem where people they'd check into the 3:30 class.
Like they just didn't know.
No. They've
some of them. Maybe like some of them were new.
They're bullshit.
First time doing there was a lot of first time openers.
No, yeah, but the experienced people took advantage of the inexperienced people.
I didn't catch that.
100%. So here's what they did. So people would, like, if the 3:30 mind body class was full, they would sign into the 4:30 or 5:30 class. And then but then they would come in.
There's an open spot on the whiteboard, huh?
And they come in the whiteboard, and then they'd sign into a heat at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock or 4:30 within that time. Or even better was what they were doing was telling someone on their team that was already there at the gym, hey, put me in a heat.
Yeah.
And there was these, and then we noticed, like, in week 2 and week 3, there was these agents. And the agents would come in from each team, and with their phone, just staring at their phone. And I knew what they're doing, and they're writing down, and they're talking on their phone, taking pictures of the board, and then signing people. And so they were signing their team in.
That's hilarious.
Now, granted, one of the things that we did to incentivize people to do the open was we made it a point. So if you did the open,
you got an
workout.
extra point.
Well, first of all, if you came Friday Night Lights, you got a point for your team.
Mm-hmm.
If you did the workout at Friday Night Lights, you got a point.
Yeah.
And then if you judged at Friday Night Lights, you got another point. Each judging was a point. Because that helps alleviate the problem for affiliates of not having enough judges. Oh, we had more than enough judges.
Yeah.
Quality of judging, on the other hand, not so much.
Quality over quantity.
We had
more quantity.
We had a lot of counters.
No, there was a few.
We had a few counters. We had a lot of good judges.
Yeah,
my judge was a pain in the ass. Deb Kopke. I'm gonna call her out right now.
She's a good judge. She's a great judge.
I did. So I started off the 10 thrusters, and the master's weight 55 was like 65 pounds. So it was light, and I knew it felt light. And I just kind of cycle through, and then I jumped on the pull-up bar and did 10 butterfly pull-ups. I dropped down and I threw my hands in the air because I was like so proud of myself. I'm like, hey, look at that, everybody. And then people would cheer, they were laughing and stuff. I was bantering with the people that were watching right there in the crowd. And they're laughing. I turn around and Deb's still standing there at the pull-up bar, and she's shaking her head. I'm like, what? And she goes, you got no rep. And because we were right next to the speaker, I couldn't hear her.
Oh, okay. And
so I said, no reps. I said, well, how many? And she goes, 3. And I said, oh, 3 no reps? She goes, no, you did 3. Your chin got over the bar 3 times. His 7 no reps.
Whoops. That's right. You started off with the chin over bar, and then you went to the chest to the bar.
Okay, master's workout.
I was like, you didn't realize you didn't touch your chest to the bar.
That I would realize, especially the way I do chest work, because I have to do them as singles.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh my God. And I knew, like, she was a little nervous about it. She thought I was going to be mad about it and dispute it. And I was like, I knew exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I was doing those flying chin under the bar.
Bro pull-ups.
Yeah. The total chin under the bar.
Chin to the bar, not over the bar.
Like, not even. And I was like, oh, I knew it. I was like, oh, crap. So I had to do 7 more pull-ups.
So much for that victory. 10 in a row.
It was funny. People were laughing. I was pissed, and it was all good though.
But that's the beauty of the open, is it gives us all a chance to be held accountable.
Yes, it does. And
to the standards.
Yeah, and I want to be held to the standards.
That's great.
Yeah, it made it fun. And then we've got we talked about people moving on. CrossFit's producing a leaderboard, hopefully in the next day or two, where everybody will be able to tell. I'm going to wait for it because I just like trying to go hunt and peck and figure out you're going to leave somebody out
if it's in the pipeline and save the time.
Yeah. So quarterfinals. Let's talk about the dates for the quarterfinals. So we have the teams are the first one up.
They start on the 3rd, right?
Yeah. They are on. Let me see.
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
Yeah.
Is when they start. So they're
6-day competition.
Yeah. And so what they do so here's how it works. They get the workouts are announced at 12 noon on a Wednesday. They have to submit results for some of the workouts by Saturday. And then
so it's kind of like how the semifinals were done last year.
That's right. And I actually think here's my question. I didn't check the rule book for this, and I don't remember last year. Did they release all of the workouts?
They did. So in last year's quarterfinals, they released all the workouts, and it was basically like you can partition and do whichever order you wanted to.
Right, but you have to submit. You have some of the results.
Last year, it was the quarterfinals were just like you had to just submit the workouts. Semifinals.
Okay, all right. Well, so let's just let's go.
No, I take it back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so you have to submit some of the workouts by Saturday.
Yeah.
April 6th, and then the remaining workouts
would be by the end of the weekend.
Yes, by Monday at 5 p.m. Yeah. And it was before it was Sunday. So they're putting an extension on it. First of all, I think they're releasing a little bit earlier than last year, and they're extending the first, because I think last year the first time you had to submit was on a Friday. Now it's on Saturday. That gives people that are working, have full-time jobs, a chance to get these things done.
Get in on the weekend.
Yeah. And to get them done on the weekend, because it's not until Saturday.
Or even just at night.
Yeah, it's not till Saturday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And then the second window's anyway, they're done by April 8th, and that's when the second group of workouts are due by 5 p.m.
I think I got it mixed up from the previous quarterfinals. Before it was like they gave you all the workouts and you just had to get them done, and it wasn't until semifinals when they had like a 24-hour window, and you had to have like a password to be able to say, so that way it wasn't like I did the workout before it was actually due.
They'll probably do something similar.
Yeah, I would imagine. I think it's a great way to kind of control that aspect.
Yeah, although they're doing the whole password, and that's why I want to. One of the things I want to talk about today is how we're going to execute quarterfinals, and I think that's valuable for affiliate owners. If there's anybody ever listening again on this podcast, since we were dead air for 5 minutes,
we'll clip it out.
Individuals and age groups. Individuals go
the following week. 17th.
No, it's 2 weeks later. Wednesday, April 17th.
You're right, 17th.
And it starts at 12 p.m. on Wednesday, and then it ends on Monday, the 22nd. And the challenge there is that you have individuals and age groups going at the same time. So that's a lot of heads. For us, it's a lot of athletes. In a bigger gym, it's a lot of athletes. And so now the other thing, what's cool about this is it allows team athletes to go on team, and then they can also go as age group and individuals. So it gives them a week off. Previous years, it was almost back. It was back to back, and it was very challenging because for the team athletes to try and do both was demanding. This gives a little bit of leeway so they can do both. The other thing that's really interesting this year, and Castro pointed it out on a podcast with Rich Froning, is that individuals you can submit your scores when you submit your score, you submit it as age group and as an individual athlete.
Oh, really? So
you can qualify for both. Yeah, you can qualify for both.
Oh, so hence the reason why you don't have a second age group weekend.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Right. And here's what's really cool. You can do both. So you can go to the games as an individual athlete, qualify for the games as an individual athlete, and then you can go to the games as an age group athlete because it's later in the year.
Events, yeah.
It's a separate event.
That's a good point.
That's a separate event.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Someone already commented right here. Yeah, that's right. In Dundee. Thursday scored by Friday at noon, another Saturday noon. That's right. That's right. Then that's Sunday at noon. That's right. They had 3 different times to post,
to submit.
Yeah, done day. I like that. Actually, done day
is it done day or was it supposed to be Sunday?
No, I like done day better than Sunday. That's like you're done.
It's fucking done.
Yeah, yep, you're done, dude. And it is challenging. So let's I don't know what order you want to talk about how we're going to execute.
Let's
or
talk
do you
about
want to
how
talk
we're
about
gonna,
what we're going to see in the workouts?
Let's talk about how we're going to execute it first, because
Okay.
I think that's something that, with the amount of people that we have to funnel through these workouts, it's a big ask on the gym.
Yeah, it is.
Right. And just the class and the space and the floor plans that we will potentially see. I'm curious if they're going to consider the fact, like, the larger the floor plan, maybe push those on to Saturday on the weekend. So then that way it's not like you have to shut down all of the gym to get the space.
They aren't thinking about that.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there. So hopefully somebody hears it.
Maybe they would. Again, this is one of the things that I'm trying to, I'm on that affiliate council. And that is admittedly one of the things that I would like to talk about in the affiliate council. Is that's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. I noticed they've expanded the times, which makes it great, but also thinking about how complex the work is when it is.
Yeah.
So make the complex ones, like you said, on the weekend.
Like you got to have a big traverse, whether it be a shuttle run or a lunge or a handstand walk. Like put it on the weekend where it's easy enough to do it like in open.
Yeah, subtle things like that are really helpful for affiliate owners. The no tape line this year, even though they had one tape line, didn't matter, was great. Like as an affiliate owner, and I want to go all the way back to original, like the open was the best. I feel like it was the best one that we've done.
When you put it that way, I take what I said back. It wasn't just all right, it was good, because there was a lot of those small details that just made our job at the gym a lot easier, so much easier.
And it just, we didn't dread it as much. It was like the cleanup was fast. We were out of here by
that first workout just being a single dumbbell.
Oh my God.
Fucking amazing.
So great. So great. Put your dumbbells back and let's get out of here.
Yeah. Wrap it up.
Yeah. So going into the quarterfinals, here's what our plan is. Well, first of all, I'm going to meet with Jamie and
Jackson and Sandra
to kind of talk about how we're going to strategize, and Yvonne on this too.
Yeah.
To talk about how we're going to execute. And our tentative plan is right now we're going to have classes.
Yeah.
So we're going to set aside fixed times when the athletes can come in and do the workouts, and they have to sign into those classes.
Yeah.
What's really frustrating during quarterfinals and even during semifinals is coming in and seeing the random athlete doing it in open gym, got, half the open gym space taken with people
floor
cheering.
Plan might be even set up incorrectly.
Yeah. Oh, how many times we've seen
so
that?
many times. Standards not being upheld because they didn't read all of the details in the workout description.
I can't iterate that enough. If you're an athlete and you're doing quarterfinals, it's not the open. It is not the open.
Yeah.
Read in detail the standards at length.
Even in the open, read the standards.
Alessandra did this for 10 years, multiple times at the games, and last year I remember talking to her last year how frustrated she was because she would read the standards and remember where the camera's got to go, the stuff they have to say, the stuff they have to record, whether there's a code word, right? And you need to know and understand
record the weights and things like that.
The quarterfinals is different. The quarterfinals is fun. It's awesome that all of our athletes made it, but it is your responsibility to read those standards.
Yeah.
We're not going to do it for you.
I mean, the judge should be reading the standards also.
Well, of course.
Do your judge a favor and read the fucking standards.
Yes. Yeah, your judge should, but your judge is not your babysitter.
It's true. Yeah. Judge isn't setting up the space for you.
Yes.
But although it sounds like that's what's going to be going down this year.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a class. They'll come in. We will have judges that we've approved for quarterfinals that'll be there, and then we'll have a coach or maybe two that'll be there to help orchestrate. And we'll try and deliver it, and we'll try and execute in heats.
I like that.
you got to keep it's tough because you have to keep athletes warmed up and get ready to go. And then there's the whole video process.
Yeah.
And the video process takes some time. And I want to make sure that everybody's cameras are good and they're all set up, and they're all in the right locations. If you're doing quarterfinals and you do not have a tripod of some sort,
get one on Amazon.
Get one now. Get it. Don't rely on us to have it. We have some in here, but I want you to have your own.
Yeah.
If you're a games athlete competing at the quarterfinal level, these are things you should have.
Yeah.
And you should know how to use it.
Yeah. We had a call the other day, Jackson Sander and I, and we talked about some of these details, like looking at the RX Plus class on Saturdays where everybody gets together. We're going to basically kind of treat it as like a rehearsal leading into the quarterfinals. So that way people have a chance to practice and get familiarized with the camera, how to set it up, loading it, how to load it onto a YouTube channel. Right. Because that's the big thing. It's like you can record it, but then what happens? A lot of times people just get frustrated and can't figure out how to upload it onto YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Those little details that you kind of have to work out
before
game time.
Luis Mora, adaptive athlete at Diablo.
Craig judged it. It's all right.
Oh, my God.
But also just like you said, like the heats, right? How to warm up, and that's something that we're going to essentially practice. Is we've got some workouts planned that are, relatively short. So it's not going to take up most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's going to have a chance for people to, you got to heat one go through, and then now we've got to stay loose or warm up in preparation for your heat.
Yeah.
So we're talking about how we're going to basically teach everybody at the RX Plus or anybody that is qualified onto quarterfinals how to approach
so we'll do the same thing in Masters.
Exactly.
Except a lot meaner.
A little more straightforward
with me.
Don't worry about hurting anybody's feelings.
Yeah, I don't worry about it. And they're pretty good about it. They know who I am.
Yeah.
So we'll do that same thing. And I would recommend anyone that's doing quarterfinals do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a class. And we're going to have class. What I'd like to have is a morning class and an evening class.
Mm-hmm.
We have some times on our schedule where we can make that happen.
Yeah.
And then we'll have open gym on Saturdays available and Sunday available as well. But leading up to it, as Jamie said, we have Diablo has a competition class on Saturday. And even if you don't have a competition class, maybe you have from now until the quarterfinals, have a quarterfinals prep class.
Call it practice.
Yeah, call it practice, whatever you want to call it. And then that's where you can work on some of the skills.
Yeah.
But part of it is, take 10 minutes, give them a 5-minute workout. It can just be a practice workout, some sort of workout. But the first part of it is them setting up, going through, recording their name, recording the weights, recording the layout, putting the camera in the right position, then going. The other thing that's really important in all of this is like battery on your phone.
Yeah.
And storage
Airplane
space on your
mode.
phone, airplane mode, all of these things. And because that's the shit that drives an affiliate owner absolutely bonkers.
It's kind of like trying to set up the monitors on a rower in a
God,
class
I
setting.
remember one year we had a Masters Games athlete, and the person that was filming walks over while still filming, holding the camera, filming. Says to me, and I remember it was like the 100 pull-ups, and then it had 100 pull-ups in the workout.
Okay.
And the athlete was like about 20 pull-ups in, and she walks over, she's holding the camera, and I look at the camera, her phone, and it's blank. And she goes, the battery just died. What do I do? And we're still holding it, filming, faking like she's filming it. So the athlete wouldn't get upset. What I do? I said, stop. Like, stop everything. Stop. You're going to restart in an hour from now after you recharge that phone.
Oh, man.
But those are the kinds of things that are just like drive affiliate owners and coaches crazy, like in those small mistakes. And all you have to do is have some practice.
Yeah.
So have a practice class from now every Saturday for an hour, and then
full tutorial on how to use
including
YouTube.
the where they set it up. Just take one of the workouts from the past quarterfinals.
There's plenty of resources to figure out how to practice it
and show them how to, and they have to follow the setup and everything else. And then 3, 2, 1, go, and try and start everybody on the same time. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Everybody ready? Athletes ready? No. I'm still recording. Athletes ready? No. And meanwhile, there's people,
I got to measure this.
and there's people in the corner. What are your thoughts on Jamie? What are your thoughts on athletes that don't record? They're like, well, I'm just doing it.
It's kind of like my thought on doing the open in class settings, right? It's a competition.
Yeah.
You're signing up for a competition. Like if you're gonna pay the extra $50 to do the quarterfinals, do the fucking quarterfinals. Do the whole process.
Yeah.
The whole way it's written. I mean, like it's like, oh well, I'm just gonna do the workout. Okay, well, you're gonna scale the workout. Why'd you register? Like you should just do the workouts outside of this environment. Like we're creating an environment so it's like logistically easier to do it right. Like all the little details of getting the camera set up, measuring the equipment, getting the floor plan laid out. If you're just not going to film it, just because you don't think you're going to go anywhere with it, then just don't do the quarterfinals. Do the workouts on your own. If you are doing the quarterfinals, go through the process. You'll learn something out of that. Like just even by watching, like if you don't normally film yourself in a workout, film yourself, watch it back, see what you're doing. Like start a timer. I always had a stopwatch when I would rewatch my workouts, and I would start a timer every time that I stopped to rest and just see how much actual time I'm resting in a workout. Those are little details that can help, maybe not for this year, but maybe help you for the next year.
The other thing that we've had in the past was someone doing the workouts with their training partner, but they didn't qualify for the open.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, for quarterfinals or semifinals. We can't accommodate that this year.
No. It's a privilege to move on to this round.
It is a privilege to move on. And while I know it might be good practice for someone that's up and coming, we can't accommodate it. It's just there's way too much going on.
No hard feelings. It's just
go, find a time in open gym and go through the workouts yourself.
And that kind of goes back to the fact, like, if you're not going to film the workouts, then why register for it?
That's right.
Like, just do the way as written.
Yeah.
You're doing it as it's prescribed.
Yep. But I would encourage everyone that qualified to sign up and do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. 100%.
I don't care where you are, that you made, you don't feel like you're going to make semifinals or anything else. It's just it's an awesome experience. You're going to get, it's going to challenge you physically, and you're going to grow from that.
You're going to learn about yourself.
You're going to learn about yourself
process, for sure.
You're going to do back-to-back workouts. Mm-hmm. You're going to come in one of those days, and you're going to think, I can't do a workout after, like, you're going to be beat up and sore, and you're going to find the reserves, and you're going to do that workout.
Yeah.
And you'll walk away tremendously satisfied. But it's going to be the only people that are going to be able to participate are the ones that
signed up and registered.
So run your practice classes, make sure everybody reads the standards and knows the standards, prints them out ahead of time. Let's talk about workout predictions, by the way. I'm gonna dip. One of the things that I didn't cover in enough detail was the intramural open. I'll come back to that in a little bit. But let's talk about workout predictions. I believe how I look at it is the whatever we didn't do in the
open,
a
heavy lift.
whatever we didn't do in the open is likely to show up.
For sure.
So, for example, a heavy lift. Let's talk. Let's just go there. Heavy lift first of all.
Yeah.
Because I talked to Cole, one of our athletes, about it yesterday, or Jackson. I talked to Jackson, and I talked to Jackson and Cole, but Jackson's the one I talked to about what the load requirements are going into.
As in, like, what's the minimum work requirement?
Yeah. What should a male athlete and female athlete be able to do on their clean and jerk and on their snatch, for example? What loads have they had to do in the past? Because I know last year they had to cycle 275.
275. Well, it was a single rep at 275.
Yeah, single rep at 275, but it was multiple single reps. Right?
Yeah, it was 5 reps. It was the 5 burpee box jump overs with a high box jump.
Yeah,
and then the 1 rep at 275.
And 1 rep at 275. 275-pound clean.
Yeah, clean and jerk.
Oh, it was a clean and jerk?
It was a clean and jerk, yeah.
It was?
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
which I
remember.
like.
Yeah, 270. So man, 275. What was the women's weight on that?
Shoot, let me take a quick look. It was last year's event 5. No, event 4. It was, I think it was like
185. I want to say
it was 185. Yeah. So 275, 185.
Yeah. So
5 rounds for time.
185 clean and jerk.
Oh, I lied. I take it back. I said 1 clean and jerk. You add 1 clean and jerk every round. So it was 1 the first round, 2 the second round, 3. So it went all the way up to 5 clean and jerks.
That's right.
So it was actually cycled. You're right. Yeah, with the 275, like that's a pretty heavy weight.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we're gonna have more like a bridge the gap to that weight, because last year was just 10%.
Yeah.
This year with 25% moving on, I would imagine they want more participation out of it.
That's a very good point.
So I would imagine like something like this, maybe it's one of those ascending weights.
Okay. Yeah. So
right?
yeah, because you don't want to, but same thing. You don't want to buzz kill the 25%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're going to get the same winners.
Yeah.
Right. The same people are going to win the quarterfinals.
The fittest, the cream will rise to the top.
Cream will rise to the top. On what about, let's talk. So that's clean and jerk weight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about snatch weight. In your opinion, snatch weight. What's the snatch weight for men and women that's kind of like the low end of the threshold?
Well, in the past, the minimum work requirement was 135 for the women and 185 for the men.
Yes.
And I would imagine like it hasn't been too much time since then. I would probably imagine that
I could see the
180.
I could see the 185. I could see the 185 going to 205 on the men.
Yeah, I could. I mean, yeah, I could see that. But again,
in a 145 or 155 clean,
I think we'll still see some form of bridging gap to
into
that
it.
point.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably going to be an accurate loading that we'll see in this level at this stage,
at the quarterfinals.
Yeah, at the quarterfinal level.
So those are, and that shouldn't intimidate you. It should just it should let you know that you're an elite space now.
Yeah.
And
you've leveled up.
You have leveled up. And I think Jamie's right. I think that if they do something like that, it will be a more gradual introduction so that it just doesn't instantly, shut people down.
It's like starting the workout with double unders in the open, right? It's like somebody that doesn't have double unders, or starting a workout with ring muscle ups just because we didn't test that in the last round.
Let's talk about the gymnastics side of it. What didn't we test, and what do you think will be tested in gymnastics?
We did not go upside down.
Okay.
So I guarantee we're going to be going upside down in some capacity, whether it be a handstand walk, whether it be handstand push-ups. Last year we saw one workout. I think it was the first workout. Yeah, it was front squats at a heavy weight. It actually started at the heaviest weight at 155, 225. Then it went to a handstand walk, and then a lighter weight front squat, then ring muscle up, and then it ended with the wall facing handstand push-ups. So this actually does kind of go against exactly what we just talked about, bridging the gap, starting and building up. This particular workout started at the heavier weight. I remember some people being, hesitant about starting at that 225 front squat because it was from the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So you had to be able to clean it to do that. I don't think we'll see that with a 25%.
Right.
But that's one way that they can push people outside of their comfort zone and do something more than what they didn't anticipate. And they're fresher when they start. So there's that. But a chest to wall facing handstand pushup, like the wall facing handstand pushup, I kind of predicted that was going to show up last year. Since we had seen it in the past at the games and then the semifinal, like it's just, they always trickle down to the next stage. I don't know. I was talking about this. Like, do we think we're going to see a freestanding handstand pushup?
Maybe semifinals.
I think semifinals. Just because we had that one year where there was that handstand hold in that 4-foot box. They could do the same format
with a freestanding handstand push-up, but
like
not till semis for something like that.
I think you're right.
But I suspect
or the end of a workout.
Suspect there'll be handstand push-ups, and then I think there's going to be there'll be
rings,
wall walks and rings. I hate wall walks, but that is what it is.
Rope climbs too. Big rope climb. We've seen it every year. We've seen rope climbs. We've seen GHD sit-ups. So for anybody that is moving on to quarterfinals, those are the things that you really have to get your hands on at least once a week and start building the volume. So when you do get into that quarterfinal weekend, if you're not familiar with doing GHD sit-ups and then doing something else the next day, like that's something you want to get acclimated to. That's you're not going to just.
That's one that, you know, because every once in a while we get them in the master's programming that you give us on Sundays, and we do GHGs, and then the next day, and everyone talks about it. Holy crap! We haven't done them in a while. If you haven't done GHG sit-ups and then you do them, and then you try and do a workout afterwards, you did the next day,
even just hanging sometimes afterwards. If you haven't built the volume up,
it's absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And that's something that, like Yvonne, for example, I try to give her GHD sit-ups every week. That's something that when it pops up, it has no phase on her.
Yeah. So those are things to I think note. Ring muscle ups, going upside down.
Yep. Getting inverted somehow.
GHD sit-ups, rope climbs.
Pistols.
Those are things. Pistols. Oh yeah.
Pistols are a big one.
And then on the snatch weight, you should be there'll either be a heavy snatch or heavy clean and jerk. Possible that there's both.
I would shoot that 135, 185 as like you should be able to do that relatively comfortably
in the snatch.
Yeah.
135, 185, and in the clean and jerk, you should be in the probably 185 for the women. You should be able to get over 165.
Yeah.
In that's
to play.
That's straight up, and that's the first level of age group,
and that's essentially just to play.
Yeah,
right? Like that's not to move on to the next round.
For the men, you need to be able to do 225.
Yeah, 275 was that workout,
right?
So I think a 225
just to play
support overhead.
Yes,
yeah,
and then masters, those things all scaled down accordingly.
Yeah,
I've never found in the masters that it was at the above masters fit. Once you get to masters 55, the weights never become an issue. Like it's no one's in there going, oh, I can't do that weight.
Yeah, no. It's a matter of speed. I feel like once you get to the age group,
100%.
Because I mean, like the goal is finding intensity, right? Yeah. Measuring intensity, and when you do, I mean, the reason why they scale the weight is because you're able to keep your intensity high.
The people that get screwed are the masters that are 50 to 55.
They get crushed.
Oh my! Because they got to just use the same. They do the same weights,
same weights, and same.
And some of these bros, I've seen these bros, it's just unbelievable. I remember Ron Ortiz when he was in the 50 to 55. Holy crap! Ron's like one of the only guys to be really upset about turning 55 because the lighter weights. He's like,
edge.
Oh,
now you got to go fast.
Yeah, and he's tall, so now he's got to go fast and more distance.
Yeah.
He's just such a strong dude.
Yeah.
So the masters, the one of the beauties is over 55. The weights just, I mean, they get heavier, but they're just not. And the gymnastics usually are more gradual.
The gymnastics, like for example, you started with a chin over bar versus chest to bar.
Yeah.
So
and the same thing when they do handstand push-ups. Handstand push-ups, they usually give you some sort of riser for the older age groups.
Well, last year, quarterfinals. I'm mixing it up. Maybe, I think it was quarterfinals. You guys had strict handstand push-ups from the floor.
Yes. No, that was semifinals.
Was it?
Yeah.
How many people did semifinals? That was
quarters.
Yeah.
It was quarterfinals.
Yeah, because there was a lot of you guys doing that one that year.
And it was, but no, for Masters 55, it was 2-inch riser. She had a 2-inch. We had a 2-inch riser. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got too many workouts in my head.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I remember because I still couldn't do it with a 2-inch riser. The year before it was 4-inch riser. It was 2-inch riser for kipping, 4-inch riser for strict. Then just so that's kind of where we are with workout predictions and what it's going to be. Look to the past. There's past quarterfinal workouts is in terms of your training. There's things to think about. And then finally, our team selection. It's all based upon schedule and whether people can do this. So our top male athlete, Jackson Miller, is gone for a wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the weekend of the team competition.
Oh, no.
So he's unable to do it.
And Sean.
Sean suffered a severe injury
due to the bear complex.
Yeah, bear complex for the NorCal qualifier. No comment. That the workout speaks for itself.
Yep.
So we lost 2 of our best, but
Cole,
our up and coming badass Coach Cole Gravitt is going to take the lead on the team.
That's awesome.
And we've got an invite out to a second team member.
Yeah, we're not disclosing yet.
No, I'll put it out there, and then maybe we may get the community to put some pressure on him.
Yeah, let's do it.
Aaron Arnold.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a all right, and he's a class athlete.
Yeah.
Like he's class
fit. Yeah.
But he's a badass.
Yeah.
And he moves well, moves fast. He's always at the top of the sugar board leaderboard, and he always gives you crap about wanting longer workouts,
heavier workouts.
It's
like, you can scale up a little bit.
Yeah, he's just.
I think he just enjoys.
Well, he enjoys being a pain in the ass as much as he enjoys working out. He's a very funny guy, very charming, and he's well liked, and it would be awesome to see him on board doing that. We're pretty convinced that we have
the women's side.
Well, the women's side locked down. It was going to be, so we had some difficulty there because the top female athlete at Diablo, Kendra, is doing. She really wants to focus on the age groups this year.
Really? I didn't know that.
Extremely high in her age group.
That's awesome.
She's top 135 or something like that.
Fuck yeah.
Well, that's amazing for that age group. Like you look in that age
not
group,
an easy age group.
Jamie Haigia, you got China Cho, you got some amazing. Sandra would be in that age group.
Exactly.
She wasn't pregnant. And it's really remarkable. So she finished very high and she wants to focus on that.
That's awesome.
However, when she found out that she had a week in between the team workouts and the individual workouts, she may have conceded to participate on the team. So we think we got her.
Okay.
So she's gonna, because it's as long as it's not a disruption for her training. That's supposed to be, and then it's a great experience to do it 2 weeks before, because then I think it'll give her more confidence heading into the individual workouts.
But when you think about how your body responds after that weekend, I mean, I know she's fit, she's strong, and it's at the same time the team competition is different than the individual competition, because you're not. It's not just on you.
Yeah.
Right. Who's the weak link is essentially what it comes down to. So maybe on that aspect, the intensity won't be as high, so she'll be able to continue. It won't disrupt her training.
Yeah, as long as there's not repeats and that kind of stuff.
Like the first year with the quarterfinals, it took the same fucking workouts and just now you do it synchro with somebody else.
No. I mean the athletes themselves redoing workouts.
Yeah.
She's not going to be doing any of that stuff.
No.
She's going to do the workouts once.
No.
And then Coach Maddie, Madeline Griffin, will be the second female.
That's a good combo.
It's a great team
on a team,
and it's everybody knows them all, and it's good. Our community will love it. It'll be
they all have similar levers.
Yeah, they have similar size levers. Cole was just joking around, man. We can't take any pictures and standing next to anybody else. And by the way, wall balls will probably show up in quarterfinals.
That's a good. Yeah, there's another one that we didn't see.
To their advantage, to their advantage, rowing probably won't be in the quarterfinals. That's because we already did rowing.
Yeah,
so that's an advantage for them.
That's another good point. Yeah,
but man, if they go upside down,
it's fucking game over.
Yeah, that crew can go upside down.
Game over.
And so I think it's the top 40 teams qualify for semifinals. Jamie, you can verify that for me.
Look it up.
They're currently sitting 37th in the North America West region.
They're sitting where?
37th.
Where are they sitting in the
world?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't go that deep on the leaderboard. 37th, and that's a good indication that if they take top 40, it's great. I mean, there's a chance there. But those teams, if you look at the leaderboard, if anyone knows leaderboarding, there's some unbelievable teams. Like there's pro teams. Like Invictus has 4 teams now because the team is their big thing at Invictus, and they like producing multiple teams for the games, and so they've got 4 teams. Coda CrossFit's got multiple teams again, and it's just there's some affiliates that are essentially training grounds for teams. They come there too so that they can get to the games on a team.
And we're calling it teams, not affiliate cup, right?
Yeah, it's teams.
Okay,
it's a team competition. And so we're So anyway, so Diablo placed high, and it includes all the scores from our athletes.
Yeah.
Jackson scored a lot of the.
Yeah.
He scored every week for the team.
Yeah,
so that was good.
He
Cole, I think Cole scored every week as well for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we have a chance? We have an outside chance.
We have an outside chance.
We have an outside chance.
I mean, a lot of the times too, this stuff comes down to the programming. Like, right? Like,
that's right.
If the programming aligns well and everybody's feeling good and healthy, that there's always a chance.
That's right. Yeah. So that should be exciting. And I would say if you're around, please, we'll publish the schedule in our Facebook group and
for the quarterfinal setup.
For the quarterfinal setup, so that people can come in and watch the teams go.
Yeah.
Because it that's a great group of people, and it would be really cool to see them have the opportunity to move on.
Yeah. Get back to semifinals. Which are semifinals this year are going to be back down in Carson, right?
Yeah, at the Stub. I don't know what they call it. It's the StubHub Center. I don't think it's StubHub Center, the Home Depot Center, or whatever it is. But yeah, at that facility.
That's cool.
Yeah, that will be really cool.
Like a little throwback.
Yep. And then I guess last thing I did want to talk about this. I talked about at the beginning is our intramural open, which was a lot of fun. And one of the things we did this year was we had a competition, an additional competition every week.
Yeah.
That was, and I got this idea from Nicole Christensen at CrossFit Roots.
That was a cool idea.
To have a separate competition. So and I kind of used it to our advantage, especially in the first week. So we allowed our teams to score points based upon attendance at Friday Night Lights, based upon submitting their score to basically submitting your score. First of all, that got you a point for your team. And that encouraged. So that way the team captains and everybody else was like, submit your score. Because that's a big pain in the ass at affiliate. Sometimes it's,
especially when you're trying to hunt down over 200 people.
Oh my God. And then come to Friday Night Lights, because they come to Friday Night Lights to get a point. So now we got people showing up Friday Night Lights, and then we got people judging. So all of those things were points. And then we also gave points for the one person. We gave 3 points to one person that showed the best spirit of the open. And that person just literally, you think, how am I going to do this? You can get a couple of your coaches to give you feedback as to who that person is.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Diablo was like, it was blatantly obvious who that person should be every week.
No-brainer, yeah.
It was like a no-brainer. Like, you instantly knew who that person was going to be. And it wasn't that they were trying. It's just like there's one person that just kind of stands out from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
This year, for the third workout, it was Miranda Wakamoto.
Yeah.
Doing her bar muscle ups.
Yeah. And
that was awesome because she'd been working on them. Wasn't sure wasn't even going to come into Friday Night Lights, and Jackson encouraged her to come in. She came in and she did I think she got 14 bar muscle ups.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, and it's
That's
just
cool.
people were going and she's newer, so everybody's like, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?"
She's got an engine. Man.
Oh man, she has an engine. Yeah.
She's a rugby coach too.
Yeah. And then our team competition. So we give 3 points for that. We reward our top men and top women. So then we take the top 10 men and the top 10 women. So I'll share the screen. I got the screen right here. If you look on this, for example, you see the open men and the open women. And what's cool about this one, so if you look at the open men, you see the number one up there is Mark Mooney. He's a masters athlete. The way they scale the open workouts for masters allows, especially masters 55, the way they scale the workout for masters 55 gives them a chance to compete against your regular athletes. So as an intramural open, you don't have to really you have to do a separate masters category.
Yeah.
Though I will say this is kind of unfair to the masters that are 40 and above.
Yeah.
Because
they're competing.
They're competing directly against
standards,
same standards
weights and everything. Yeah.
So maybe next time we will do a separate masters board. But in this case, Mark Mooney and Bill Leeper and Chris McCurry and me and Ted Peterson all were masters that scored on the open men. Same on the women's side. Yvonne, Mark Jackson Miller, by the way, number one athlete, was pissed off that Mark Mooney, a masters athlete, beat him, and he was very vocal about it. It was so hilarious. And same thing, Yvonne last night. Yvonne was all pissed off. She goes, Beth comes in the next day. She came in on Monday because she came in on Monday morning and did it on Monday morning.
Yeah.
So she knew what my score was.
Yeah.
And she beat me by 1 second. She's at the top of the leaderboard. And then Yvonne beat, arguably our best woman at Diablo right now, Kendra, with her score. So based
That's
upon
awesome.
scaling, yeah.
There's a lot of black on there.
Yeah. Amy Halperin, the weightlifter.
Yeah.
Who knew?
That's a good score for her.
That's a really good score. She's a champ for doing that. She's PRing her. What's great is she's PRing her lifts. She's a very competitive Olympic weightlifter.
She says since she's been doing CrossFit, everything else has gone up.
Yeah. Take note of that. Yeah. And then Melissa Chatterton, another master's athlete. And then Aaron Such, ClassFit. Oh, yeah. And Gwen, too.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then you go down, and right below that, we have scaled men and scaled women. So we do the same thing. We have a leaderboard, and then we give them points based upon their placement, 10 down to 1. Now that down here on the right-hand corner, you see we give people a point for getting a PR. We choose what those PRs are going to be every week, because otherwise it's just people get very subjective. Well, I did the last time I did this workout, repeat workout.
We never did this workout before.
Yeah. So Jamie Lee said up front, for this week, it was if it's your first pull up, your first chest to bar, your first bar muscle up.
Yeah.
You got
any
a point.
First, yeah.
Yeah, and this is really cool. Like you get all of these people that, had PRs. There's the judging scores. And then at the end of the day, our black team, they just dominated. Oh, but the 3-week challenges, the first week was this one. If you're an affiliate owner, again, listen up. This was a great opportunity for you to get free social media.
Yeah.
I challenged each of the teams for an additional 10 points, and it was really easy to judge it. Each team make a video promoting the Open at Diablo, and that we could put on our Instagram. And I'll put it on our Instagram, and whoever gets the most likes wins. Now, the person that really wins in that is Diablo.
All comes back home.
Because the videos were unbelievable.
They were good.
They were really good.
Yeah, most of them were good.
Even Team Teal. So Jamie and I were on Team Teal. Even that one was good. It had it was right on the edge of cute. It was on the edge of being like major breakthrough. Like just a few, a couple of different things,
minor details,
because they used dogs. They went with the dog approach, and I like the idea of dog approach.
We didn't hashtag all the dog stuff. I was thinking,
oh my god,
like really try to leverage the algorithm.
Leverage the algorithm, because all the dog out.
Exactly.
Yes.
Dog CrossFit.
Yeah.
Dog doing CrossFit.
Yeah. And so Back in Black won that with likes. However, and so they had and they ended up getting 20,000 views. CrossFit reshared that one on their in their stories.
Really?
No, I'm sorry. Back in Blacks didn't get reshared, but it was like they went nuts. Their entire team went nuts resharing and sending it. I think Kat sent it to me like 6 times.
Oh, Kat was like, this whole she's like the most competitive open intramural person out there. She was on purple team too.
I know. And so but the pink team they had
a good video.
37,000 views on the video. What? CrossFit reshared their video, but they didn't get more likes. Back in Black got the likes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, and then the week 2, we did a bowling outing. I stole that from CrossFit Roots, and we all went bowling. And then all we did was we took the top 3 men's scores and the top 3 women's scores from each team and added them up, and that's how we determined the winner.
That was pretty cool.
And Back in Black won that one because they had the most amount of people there bowling, kind of. Pink, you stink, had an amazing women's team, but their men didn't show up to bowl. And Teal team, we got timed out. Jamie Lee
I was on a roll. I finally got warmed up, and then it was like the 5th or 6th frame.
And Vinny smashed it too in our team.
Teal, yeah.
I know, but we just didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd week was really cool. Our
last week was fun.
Our 3rd week challenge, and I want to do this next year. We had a little gauntlet competition, was flip cups, cornhole, and then assemble a puzzle.
Yeah, Lego puzzle.
Yeah, with a ski erg in the middle of that. That was really fun.
So I asked Jordan, because I was trying to rally people for the Teal team to participate in this.
Yes.
And I caught up with Jordan. I was like, hey, you want to do a Lego thing? He was like, oh, is it Legos or is it Duplos? It's like, you're in.
Exactly. Did he ask you? Is it Lego or Duplos?
Legos or Duplos? He's kind of young kid too. So I was like, okay, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so it was Duplos, by the way. We, everybody else thought it was Legos, but there's a difference if you have kids. The difference. They're a little bit bigger.
It's a little bigger, yeah.
And all you had to do was run down 10, 15, 20 feet, look at the model, but you couldn't take it back with it. And then you had to come back and rebuild it from the pieces.
Yeah. That was
so much fun.
Dude, watching you run through it that night before was hilarious.
Yeah, I was so frustrated. But anyway, those 3 things we did. But I will say that this was one of our best. I mean, our intramural opens have always been fun. It's hard to beat. You're always the most current one is always the most fun. But this one was a blast, and we had tremendous participation from our community. Everybody came away with a good feeling. We had food there. I'll get this.
Toyota Walnut Creek hooked it up.
By the way, if you got an affiliate, find sponsors for the food. Let me tell you how this worked out, because I felt guilty about it. Which is one of our members, Brad, is the chief operating officer at Toyota Walnut Creek, and he actually does it for a couple of their dealerships that he does. But he said to us, he goes, "Hey, look, I want to pay for the food first night." So we brought a taco truck that came, unbelievable tacos.
Yeah, really good.
And then he did it again on the 3rd night. "Hey, I want to pay for the food again." I'm like, "You sure, Brad? Like, you don't got to do this, right?" And so all in all, I think he said yesterday was like $3,500 that he spent on food. Since he did that, since he's done that, 4 members have gone to Brad. I asked me for contact information to contact Brad and buy cars.
Wow.
I saw him yesterday. He goes, "Oh yeah, dude, that was the best $3,500 I ever spent."
So he can sponsor the whole next year's intramural.
But the members, but that's what's really cool is that the members want to give back. They asked me on purpose. They were thinking about buying cars, but they knew that Brad paid for the food here, and they went to there. They want to keep it in the family.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable. And then we did the last thing we did was the GoFundMe presentation
for Chris.
For Chris Pagano.
Yeah.
Which went from,
I
requested in 4 days before it was basically Monday. Yeah. So 4 days before the open on Friday nights, I opened up a GoFundMe to help pay for Chris's bike, his new bike, after he crashed it and broke 2 bones, or broke a bone in each arm, and then broke.
I mean, he didn't necessarily crash it. Somebody pulled out in front of him, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Someone pulled out in front of him and he T-boned him.
Yeah, he was a victim of an accident
and absolutely destroyed his bike.
Yeah,
and he came in, and our members, I said, "Hey, so one of the members suggested let's set up a GoFundMe, let's pay for his bike." I'm like, "Okay, that's a cool idea."
Yeah.
$2,500 raised in 10 minutes.
Fuck, that's
10 minutes, and that jumped to, by the time I could go in and shut it off, because we'd already hit the goal, and I didn't know what to do with the extra money. I was like, okay, I went and shut it off. It was at $4,000, and then people got mad that we shut it off. So I talked to his dad and said, "Hey, look, we'll extra money for Chris for recovery," and he goes, "Yeah, that's fine." Cool. We opened it back up, and it got to $9,000.
That's awesome.
And we shut it off, and so our community, and he came to our last event, and it just turned it into an incredible experience. Like, so overall, like the open, I do have to give that 2024 like one of the best opens ever.
I would agree.
Just the experiences all the way around.
It was just an what's the best way to describe it? It was the best one. Yeah. Every year, I guess it's going to keep leveling up.
Yeah. It was very personal for everyone. We had more 25%, the 25% this year that helped it. Yeah. By the way, the 25%, that qualification, great idea. Did you see Dave Castro post? He was all excited that
he qualified.
Yeah, that he qualified.
It.
And he said he was, and that was genuine. I heard him on the Mayhem podcast, and it was genuine. He's like, yeah, because I was really like, hey, I'm going to make the 25%.
That's cool.
And he kept checking his phone.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah. When you got Dave, who's been a part of this from the very beginning.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Getting excited that he gets
20 years now. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It really is. So that's it from Diablo. We're gonna every week we'll be on with affiliate tips and ideas, and if you want to join us, that'd be awesome. And I'll bring guests on from time to time as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. Cheers.
Until next time.